Peace. Welcome to Faith Expressions. I would like us to take on the question of suffering. This is an age-old question. Why do we suffer? Why is there adversity, troubles, pain in the world we live in and in our life? I would like us to take on this because many times when we do not get over our pain and suffering, our faith in Christian life can be challenged and we fall into many doubts in the goodness of God. We tend to murmur against the love of God and we doubt in that. And so I give you 4 ideas in how we can give reason to this question. First and foremost is this, very practical. We have suffering, we have adversities, we have difficulties, we have troubles, we have pain in life because this will give us the idea that life is not boring. Life gives us the idea that we are challenged, and when we are challenged, we can make ways in our life. Life is with spices, so to say, when we are challenged. It doesn't become boring. There is this story, an anecdote that one who loves to play basketball, and so he prayed God, Lord, make me a good basketballer. And indeed, and so every time he played basketball, he could shoot the ball and average point, 3 points, 2 points, any point, he could always make the basket. He's always the best. And he himself becomes alienated to himself. Life becomes boring. When there are adversities, challenges, suffering and pain, it makes life interesting. Second, practical way. There is this suffering, pain, because it gives us the necessity. When there is necessity, our potentials, our skills are stimulated. And so we make decisions. And that is why it is said that when there is necessity, it is mother of all inventions. And so we make decisions. And so especially in our daily life, when there is the experience of pain or of suffering or of difficulty either by us or of others, we can make decisions either to be selfish or to be generous, to be compassionate or not compassionate, to help or not to help, to be reactionary, vindictive, or be forgiving. In our adversities, in our necessities, we are stimulated to make decisions. We are stimulated to see possibilities, the possibility of the best course of action, so to say. Now, with this, therefore, having the pain, the suffering, the necessities, the adversities, it gives us the possibility to transcend ourselves, to become better. And third idea that I can share is that in suffering, in adversities, we can love God more. We can love others more. We are given the capacity, the moment to love ourselves more. If I am suffering because of other people's decision, so we suffer because of wrong decisions. We become victims. In our Christian teaching, the idea is to love even the enemy. And sometimes it's hard, but we love the enemy. We love more. Sometimes God gives us challenges, pains, and suffering that we even do not know. We are confused. If we can just trust God more, and then love God more, precisely with that, is an opportunity to hang on, to hold on. That's an opportunity to grow even more in love of God. The fourth is the idea also that when we have the pain and the suffering and the troubles and the necessities, we therefore encounter the idea of being limited, being temporal. And so with our limitations, we long for the unlimited. In our finiteness, we long for infinity. In our temporality, we long for eternity. And that is why God gives us this, so that in our life, we can transcend that. We can long, we can desire, we can dream for big things. However, when there is actually pain, suffering, adversity, it is awful. Sometimes truly it breaks one's heart. And those who experience that, sometimes no amount of reasoning or of consolation can console them, can give them the idea of trying to cheer them up. And so it becomes now an agony. Now, for us in our faith, it is a matter now of the presence of God. We have to call on God. And so the experience of pain, the experience of suffering, the experience of all of this is a matter of believing in God. A matter of God in our life. A matter of decision in our heart to seek God. God, in His mysterious ways, He sent His Son to be human. And in becoming human, He embraced suffering. And not only a simple suffering, the most shameful death on the cross. There is no human reasoning to explain that. Only that God loves us much. And so, no amount precisely of all of these things, reasonings, if we don't have the idea of God, we might miss the point of the beauty also behind suffering. Without the idea of God, we might also miss that there are lessons to learn. There is wisdom behind every difficulty, every challenge, every trial, every pain. Conclusion. In everything that we experience in life, God has a purpose. And most especially in the experience of pain, in the experience of suffering, we actually can encounter Him who loves us most. We encounter Jesus on the cross, who can tell us of the love of God, the love of His Father for us. All we have to do is never give up, never surrender, never succumb to despair, but rather always be hopeful, because in hope there are better days to come. Never give up on your faith and trust in God, because when we have God, we will always have greater and glorious days to come. In believing, in hoping, and in loving God, our trials, troubles, pain, suffering can disappear. Life may be difficult in itself, but with God, we can always smile in good times as well as in bad times. God bless.